don't get me wrong, you November Scorpios, good for you, good for you, good for you. I really am happy for you that you're a November Scorpio. I be seeing the discourse online of people being like, November Scorpios are the real Scorpios. I actually don't even like to feed into stupid shit like that, but I'm still a little kid, in my heart, and I'm still a Martian, so I get really competitive, So when people say that, I'm like, well, we didn't have to make it a competition, but since you wanted to, actually October Scorpios are the real Scorpios. And now people are going to be like, aren't you an astrologer? You can't say that. Have some fun with me, okay? Let's laugh a little, okay? Hardy har har. So I generally think actually October Scorpios are the real Scorpios since we talk in teams because, excuse me, what month does Halloween land on? Last time I checked, it was October. What's good, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Saturday. I feel like it's always so different when I end up posting on the weekend. They always say that maybe it's not the best to post on the weekend, but it is what it is. And I feel like, why not? Why the hell not? Like, some people just want to be kicking it at home and watching, movies, TV, YouTube videos, podcasts. Like, things are not the same, Maybe pre-2020. Everyone was like going out all the time and no one wanted to stay home on the weekends. But I genuinely feel like nowadays it's like you need that balance more than ever. I feel like our social batteries get drained easier than they did pre-COVID. At least that's what I feel like. Let me know what you guys feel like. But anyway, happy Scorpio season to all my fellow Scorpios. I hope you guys are enjoying the beginning of our season. I know I sure am. I am one of the beginning Scorpios, so it's been a great time. And yeah, I just want to give it a little shout out to all the Scorpios that watch me because I know that there's a lot of you guys, and I hope you just have the best Scorpio season ever because that's what I'm planning on doing. But as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be doing a Zodiac list reaction. I feel like we haven't done one in a minute. I don't even remember the last time I did one. It must be months, right? So we are doing a Zodiac list reaction, and the list is titled, What Keeps Each Sign Alive? And it's by the MindJournal, and they're goodies. I feel like we're going to have a good time. And honestly, there's nothing else to yap about. Let's just get into this list. Well, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of shit to yap about. So much shit, actually. But we're here for a list, and we're going to keep it strictly about the list, okay? So let's get started. Okay, first up, what keeps Aries alive? Their vice-like grip on life and fighting spirit. Yeah. I think with Aries, the fighting spirit is really what matters here, in my opinion. Because for Aries, if there's nothing to fight for, why the hell am I here? Like, genuinely. And also, people that don't fight for anything, to Aries, you guys are the biggest pussies. You guys are honestly, you should be shunned from society. Like, nothing bothers Aries placements more than people who have nothing to contribute and who have nothing to say when it comes to anything, right? People that are just mute, people that just agree with everybody, right? Like, Aries is like, well, what the fuck are you standing up for? Like, stand up for something. Because you can learn a lot about someone, when you see what they're standing up for, right? And who they're standing up for, right? And that's why with Aries, even though they're ruled by Mars, what you see is what you get. I always say this because you see through their actions, through what they're fighting for, who they are, They're not hiding it from anybody. They really just show up and show everyone, show this world what it is that they value by showing you what it is that they're fighting for, actively fighting for every day, right? Their opinions are being known. The people they fuck with, right? Like, it's all laid out on the table, and that's what keeps them alive, right? Because to them, life is what you make of it, right? They're such doers. They're the first sign of the Zodiac, and they're cardinal fire. So they're all about going for what you want, right? Having this fighting spirit to get what you want out of life, and they don't blame anybody else but themselves if they don't get what they want, right? When you are ruled by the first house, you are more than anything putting all that pressure on yourself to get what you want out of life. You're fighting for the things that you want, which is what makes Aries people placements such hustlers, right? Because They are willing to do anything and everything to fight for the life that they want. And they don't need anybody else to do it. Granted, it should be, it should be a thing. It is okay for you to have help, Aries, because that can be your toxic trait where you don't ask for help and you feel like if other people help you, it doesn't feel as good. That's toxic, right? Like, accept the help, but so admirable that you are a one man or a one woman team and you're able to do it by yourself. That is so admirable. And don't change that about yourself because it's what makes you, right? But be willing to accept the help from the right people because you shouldn't have to burn yourself out all in the name of, I did it by myself, right? Okay, next up we have Taurus. What keeps Taurus alive is pure stubbornness. The thing with Taurus is, it's kind of like Aries in a sense, but not. Like same, but not. With Taurus, they are very particular with how things should be done, right? And genuinely, Taurus looks around and when people are doing things differently than them, they're like, what's wrong with you? Like, I am giving you the blueprint of how to live a good life. All you have to do is follow this 30-step program every day and you could live my life, which is the best life. You know what I mean? Like, they think they're doing you a favor by telling you exactly what to do all the time. To them, it's not controlling you. To them, it's really helping you. It's helping you stay alive. Their stubbornness is what's literally keeping you together. If you know a Taurus, chances are you are living by their rules. Or maybe you're not, you know what I mean? And they hate you for it because you really should be listening to them because they know what to do. The thing with Taurus is, when you're stubborn, like if a Taurus stops being stubborn, check on them. You know what I mean? Like really genuinely, if a Taurus is suddenly doing things your way, they've given up on life, right? Like this is what keeps Taurus alive is like having this routine of what it's supposed to be like, right? Like knowing exactly their Venus ruled, knowing exactly what they need to do to bring the most pleasure, right, out of life, right? And pleasure is different for everyone. For Taurus, they know exactly what to do. They know exactly what to believe in order to magnetize, right? In order to have the most pleasure in life, right? And I don't want to say scared, but yeah, actually, no, let's take it there. I think Taurians are the stubbornness that they have. It sometimes comes from fear of if I were to do it differently, I'm going to have, less pleasure, right? Because pleasure is everything to Venus ruled signs, right? And Taurus knows exactly what they need to do to live a comfortable life, what they need to believe in, right? In order to get, what they need to believe in, what needs to be the input for them to get the best output, right? They are an earth sign, right? But because they're Venus ruled, I think people give them a little bit more grace than Virgo and Capricorn, because Virgo and Capricorn can be really like, by the book. But really, Taurus is like that too. But they're just hiding behind this Venusian energy that they have, which is real. But beneath that, chill, aloof, right? Venusian energy, Taurus is very, very, very stubborn when it comes to how, life should be, how people should live life, because genuinely they believe it's not me being stubborn. Like I really have figured it all out. And it's just crazy to me that you guys are doing things differently when you really could be as happy as me. Look how relaxed I am. And they are relaxed. That is one thing that Taurus is. They have figured out how to completely relax their nervous system, right? They are just thriving when it comes to not stressing. If a Taurus is stressing, something's wrong, And you're probably thinking, well, if anyone's stressing, something's wrong. No, you don't understand. If a Taurus is stressing, there is something wrong because this is the sign that does not allow anything to stress them out because they genuinely don't care, right? And not like they don't care. They just value, their state of mind and their emotions more than anything else, right? Like they want to be calm, cool, and collected. So very rarely do they let anything shake them. They're grounded like that. Okay, so next we have Gemini. What keeps Gemini alive is being in the know before anyone else. Yeah, I mean, honestly, as soon as I know a little information, as a Gemini moon, I get I feel alive. Like suddenly I'm revived. I mean, granted, I do have Scorpio placement too, so any information you give me, secrets, facts, information about people and their lives, I'm like, oh my God. Like I just put that in the bank. But it's not like the bank for a Gemini placement. It's like you're literally feeding their battery. In order for Gemini to have a good battery life, you know, they need to be fed information constantly. And if they know it before everyone else, oh my God, that's like a battery extender pack. Like, you know what I mean? Like, genuinely, because now it's not the fact that they just know this information. Now they have the option and the ability and the pleasure of sharing said information with other people that don't know. And that to me, I think, is absolutely beautiful, because Gemini, more than anything, they want to be connected, you know, with people through information and through words and obviously mental stimulation, right? So to them, it's also an act of intimacy. When you share, you know, said information with Gemini that you have not shared with anyone else yet, Gemini thinks you're low-key flirting. Like, Gemini's like, oh, so this is something. Like, there's something here. And if it's platonic, Gemini's gonna be like, oh, so you're my best friend now. Like, you know what I mean? Because genuinely makes them happy. It makes them happy when someone gets to, you know, makes them happy when they get to know shit before everyone else. Granted, it's not hard for them to be the one that knows things before everyone else, because they're really socially intelligent and mentally intelligent like that, right? So they piece things together really, really easily, and you could really say like 4 or 5 words and they'll put everything, right? They'll read in between the lines to figure out what you're actually trying to say, and then they'll remember a social interaction from 3 weeks ago that puts this all together, and they'll piece it together. Really, really smart creatures. Do not underestimate a Gemini and their need and thirst to be in the know. That's truly what keeps them alive. Also, sidebar, do you guys like my shirt? It says Team Spirit, and it has all these like ghosts on it because it's almost Halloween. Honestly, also, sorry, sidebar, Gemini moon things. I love my birthday, obviously, because I start off Scorpio season, and I also love my birthday because it's like, you know, leading up to Halloween. Like, don't get me wrong, you November Scorpios, good for you, good for you, good for you. I really am happy for you that you're a November Scorpio. I be seeing the discourse online of people being like, November Scorpios are the real Scorpios. I actually don't even like to feed into stupid shit like that, but I'm still a little kid, you know, in my heart. And I'm still a Martian, so I get really competitive, you know? So when people say that, I'm like, well, we didn't have to make it a competition, but since you wanted to, actually October Scorpios are the real Scorpios. And now people are going to be like, aren't you an astrologer? You can't say that. Have some fun with me, okay? Let's laugh a little, okay? Hardy har har. So I generally think actually October Scorpios are the real Scorpios, since we talk in teams, because, excuse me, what month does Halloween land on? Last time I checked, it was October. What is the spookiest holiday of all? Halloween. What's the spookiest sign of all? Scorpio. So those two things, when they go together, which month is the most Scorpio month? It's October. Hate to break it to you, babe, but at least now you know. Anyway, no. Both months are Scorpios, okay? So yeah, where was I going with this? Okay, yeah. So I love my birthday because it starts off Scorpio season. It's leading up to Halloween. It's just like so exciting. It's a spooky time, right? And I also love my birthday because my birthday week is when basketball season starts every year. And it's like the best. Like, truly. Basketball is my favorite sport. And I just love it. It's just so many good vibes for me, genuinely. I am on a high. I am riding the wave, truly, truly, truly. And nothing can take this moment away from me, this feeling away from me, okay? Even though I had actually a really, really intense day at work, like I was working on this project that was taking forever, but it's fine because it's done, and now I'm here. Warriors won opening night against the Lakers, which just has a... If you're from California, that NorCal, SoCal rivalry is strong. You know what I mean? I have friends from LA. Don't get me wrong. I love LA for visiting. But that rivalry is real. So every time the Warriors beat the Lakers, I feel like a part of me genuinely blooms. Truly. Trees start growing. Babies start being born. No, but genuinely. And I'm not even into baseball like that, but my man is. So you already know that Dodgers Giants rivalry is also very, very strong. So yeah, the Warriors beat the Lakers and then they beat the Nuggets, and that game was actually crazy. So I am riding the wave of just happiness and pure joy, and nothing can take it away from me. Let me knock on some wood right now. And nothing can take it away from you, Scorpio. And all the other signs, but especially my Scorpios, because it's our season. Anyway, sidebar over. Let's go to the next one. And if you're annoyed that there was a sidebar, then you're not a real supporter of mine. You know what I mean? Because I like to yap here. It's still Yap Therapy. There is no like rules, right? Like, oh, why did you do that? No, this is my channel. I get to do what I want to do. And that was fun. So let's get into it. Okay, Cancer. What keeps Cancer alive? All the friends, family, plants, and animals that rely on them. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. If a Cancer placement is not needed by something, by someone, by anyone, like, no, like, you need to go check on them. But also, if no one needs them, like, who's checking on them? Like, that's a very scary thought for Cancer, is no one needing them. All they want to do is be needed, right? The moon rules over Cancer. The Cancer is like the energy of the moon is like the mother, right? So we talk about how Cancer placements like to mother people, mother things, mother friends, right? Even in relationships. So to them, it's all about being, you know, so valued and so valuable that you can never ever think about letting them go, because they bring so much to your life, right? That's why they like to bake for you, and that's why they like to emotionally support you, be a shoulder for you to cry on, slay your enemy. Like, Cancer placements genuinely just want to be needed. Like, that is when they are operating at their best, is when they have people around them that need them, because Cancer just wants to show up for you. Like, that is actually how Cancer placements revive themselves. That is how their water gets filled, right? By being needed, because then it shows that everything they do is being noticed, right? And when they're doing things for you and you notice it enough to know that you need them because they do this for you, they feel fulfilled in life, right? They feel very, very fulfilled. And if you are with a Cancer and you are not emotionally opening up to them, like, genuinely, if you have a Cancer best friend, if you have a Cancer partner, if your mom's a Cancer, your dad's a Cancer, you know what I mean? Your boss, I'm just kidding. Everyone else, if they're a Cancer and you are not emotionally opening up to them, you're breaking a part of their soul. You're actively actually cracking their soul and their heart wide open, and you're letting them bleed out. Because how dare you not give Cancer the opportunity to be there for you emotionally and support you? That's all they truly want to do. Genuinely. That's all Cancer wants to do, is show you how reliable they can be as a partner, as a friend, as a parent, you know? Genuinely. Even I feel like Cancer children, come to think of it, I feel like if you are a Cancer and your parents maybe are, I don't want to name signs, but maybe they're like, I don't know, a sign that doesn't show emotions that much. I could see that dynamic, that child-parent dynamic with the child being a Cancer, being a little reversed, right? Where the child almost feels like the parent because they're the ones emotionally taking care of the parent. So if you are a Cancer and you have, you know, you're in that situation, honestly, I'm sorry. Because although that's nice, you still deserve to feel, I feel like, emotionally supported by your parents. Even if you're better at it, I still think that you deserve that. And that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself, to emotionally take care of your parents, because you're still the child, right? So yeah. Okay, next we have Leo. What keeps Leo alive is the fact that they aren't famous yet. I love that. No, because Leo is out here thinking, well, I'm not done yet. Like, it's not done yet. And you're like, what's not done? Nothing is done yet. Like, I have to keep going. I have to keep pushing. I have to start working harder. I have to start working out harder. I have to get my social game up. Like, you know what I mean? Gotta look better, feel better, be stronger. Like, that is the lion of the jungle, right? Like, Leo is like, everybody needs to know me. Everybody needs to hear about me. Genuinely. That is the Leo archetype. Like, if they don't know me, if large groups of people don't know me, let alone if the world doesn't know me, I am not doing enough, right? Because Leo wants to be the best at whatever it is that they're pursuing, whatever it is they want to be known for, genuinely. And they thrive in the spotlight. So if they're not in a position where the spotlight is hitting them yet, which is kind of unnatural, because no matter where they are, they just have that. I mean, they're ruled by the sun. The sun is always shining on them. Like a Leo placement that is operating at the level that they should be operating in on is always going to shine one way or another, no matter where they are, right? It like reminds me of those plants that somehow grow out of concrete. Like, how is that happening? Like, that to me is a Leo, right? Because Leos, no matter what the circumstances are, they're going to make it work, and they're going to find a way to grow and shine and be seen, right? Because they just thrive in a situation where a spotlight needs to shine on them, right? Leo wants to be noticed, and it is something that keeps them alive, like the fact that they're not famous yet, right? Or known yet, because it makes them want to work harder, because genuinely they want to be seen and they want to be talked about. They really, really want to be talked about. I think there are certain signs that do not want to be talked about. They want to, lay low. To them, it's like their nervous system is uneasy thinking that people are talking about them. Whereas for Leo, it's like, oh yeah, I'm a topic of conversation. Like, do you know who I am? Like, all press is good press, right? That was made for Leo placements. And I think as humans, we all want to leave some sort of mark on the world, but with Leo placements, it's just different. Because it's like, what was the point of this? What was the point of all this being life, if I'm not going to be known for something, right? If I'm not going to be the best at something? Like, they genuinely want to leave their mark. Okay, next we have Virgo. What keeps them alive? The 50 projects still on their to-do list. Yes. Virgo is just, there's always something to do. There's always something to do, and there's always a thing that they can be better at, right? I don't think they have ever relaxed a day in their life, because there's just always something to do. And when you are ruled by the 6th house, right, you're all about your routine. And for Virgo, their routine involves a list, right? A list of all the things that they constantly have to be doing in order to be okay, right? In order to feel proud of themselves, because Virgo's inner critic is so loud and is constantly yelling at them to do more, that they're not doing enough, that people are going to notice that you're falling off, that you're not as good as you used to be, right? Like, Virgo is constantly competing with themselves, right? I think a lot of people compare, right? Virgo is not one of those people that compares often, because they are genuinely always in competition with themselves. And they're always, their own biggest enemy, because they're so hard on themselves. And even when they, reach their goals, they still have so much more to do, right? Is what their mind tells them. Like, the goalpost is always moving when it comes to Virgo. And they just don't take the time to appreciate how far they've come. Again, it all comes from the fact that they're such perfectionists, and they think that it's not enough. And that even if I finally did this thing, okay, it's time for me to do more, because that is not the level I want to be at anymore. Sure, 2 years ago, this was a good level for me to reach. Now I'm this person, so I need to do more. I need to be more. And that's where I worry about Virgo placements, mental health, because I feel like in general, it's not good to always, base your happiness on how much you can do, because there's always more that you could do, right? But if you tell yourself, well, when I do all that, I'll be happy, like, you're just never going to be happy, because you keep telling yourself that I need to do this to be happy. Okay, and then you do it, and you're like, well, now I need to do that to be happy, right? Like, you just cannot, for the life of you, stay calm and, like, appreciate the fruits of your labor, Virgo, which is a lot. And again, it comes back to that voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough and that it's not enough. And everyone around you could tell you that you're the best at this and you're disciplined and you're killing it. And Virgo will still doubt themselves, because they just have such high expectations of what a good life is, of what a good person is, of what a good daily routine is, right? And I think it's just so, so, so important, even though it's so hard for you guys, to just take it easy once in a while. Like, again, it comes back to your nervous system. You guys, obviously your nervous system is important. No matter what sign you are as a human, you need to regulate your nervous system. But Virgo's more than ever, because their nervous system, right, is tied to Virgo energy. So it's just so important for you guys to just take a breath and relax and understand that you deserve breaks. Okay, what keeps Libra alive? Pining for unrequited love. Is that true? I didn't know. Like, does Libra like the chase? I thought Libra loved love, like, no matter in what form it comes from. Like, I also thought that Libra liked people that were obsessed with them. Am I wrong? I feel like other signs I could see being the types of signs that go after people that maybe you don't want them, and it's toxic because they think they can change their mind. But Libras are like the lover boys and lover girls of the Zodiac. They're Venus ruled. So first of all, I feel like it's not hard for Libras to charm people. And I feel like it's just not satisfying for them to be with someone that doesn't see their value, because Libra just loves love. Like, they don't want that like toxic shit where they have to convince you to want them. I mean, maybe I just don't see it. I don't know. You Libra placements, let me know. I don't see it. Maybe, I guess, when you're like younger, but didn't everyone do that when they were younger? No, I feel like what keeps Libra alive is flirting. It's pining for love all the time. No, I feel, genuinely, that's how I feel. I feel like if we can't get our flirt on, like, as Libras, right? Libra thinks if we can't get our flirt on, what is the point of living? Genuinely, if I can't flirt on the daily with someone I find attractive and someone that finds me attractive, and it doesn't even always have to lead anywhere. Like, if I can't flirt, what is the point of life? Like, truly, they're an air sign that is ruled by Venus. They were made for those magical interactions that are flirty, and you're eye fucking, and you're teasing, and you know what I mean? You're touching their arm. Like, truly, that is where Libra thrives. And I think that is the excitement, right, that they feel waking up every day. Is like, where is life going to take me? Am I going to meet the love of my life today? Am I going to fall in love today? Yeah, you are, because you fall in love every day, maybe 3 times a day, Libra. Let's be honest here. And I love that for you. It's what keeps you going, and you should continue to do that. Now, the issue is when you're in a relationship and you do it. Then, check yourself. Because, you can't be doing that unless it's an open relationship. But let's be honest, a lot of the times it's not. It's not an open relationship. And you just be lying to your partner and saying, like, that's how I am with everyone. Well, learn some boundaries, actually. Or don't be in a relationship, But to the Libras that are single, or maybe they're with a partner who's a Gemini, and you guys are okay with, being flirty all the time, fucking do it, because that's what keeps you alive. Like, genuinely, Libras need to have those social interactions with people that they find attractive, that they find them attractive. Like, it makes them feel like life is worth living. Again, Venus ruled, right? Like, for Taurus, it's things, it's their environment, right? Like, these are the beautiful things I've accumulated in my life. These are the things that make me feel good, right? That make me feel grounded. And for Libra, it's the relationships, right? Like, they want to have these relationships that make them feel light and fun and sexy, right? That's what keeps them going. Okay, next we have Scorpio. What keeps Scorpio alive is their healing crystal collection and the blood of their enemies. How'd you know me? Is someone here watching me when they made this list? Yes, I'm looking at all my healing crystals right now. I don't leave my house without one of my healing crystals, either in my bra or in my purse. Like, I have one at my work desk. I have one everywhere. I sleep with one under my pillow. You got to protect your energy out here. I am telling you guys. Don't get me wrong. I, by myself, am really good at protecting my energy because I meditate and I'm a spiritual witch, so I know how to protect my energy. But why would I not use crystals to do it? Like, in addition to how much I'm already protecting myself energetically, healing crystals just add to it. Get some black tourmaline. Oh my God, yes. A black onyx, I love all my black crystals. I love a lot of crystals. But yeah, genuinely, I feel like as Scorpios, we don't play about our energy. We don't play about protecting our energy and making sure that random, weird forces are not infiltrating our energetic field and our life, because how often do I talk about how many weirdos there are out here in these streets and in this world, right? Like, stop being so trusting. Genuinely. I don't want to like fearmonger, but stop being a dumbass. Like, stop trusting everybody. Not everyone has good intentions, right? Genuinely, I believe that. And, once you start getting a better read on people, you'll be able to detect it, and you won't, put yourself in situations or be around people that don't have your best interest at heart. But if you're not there yet energetically and spiritually, and you're trusting of everybody all the time, yeah, you're probably getting hurt left and right because you just let anyone in and you're not listening to your intuition and you're not spiritually growing or evolving in a way that helps you protect yourself from these weird people. So yeah, you're putting yourself in awful situations. And as Scorpios, our healing crystals, yeah, they be helping us. Our spirituality, it really helps us, right? We tap in. We are ruled by Pluto, right? We are ruled by the underworld. So we see these negative energies. We see what can have, the power of fucking with us, or who is trying to get some sort of power over us. And we do everything we can to prevent that, right? Through our spirituality and through our ties with the underworld, right? Because you do not want to fuck with me. Genuinely. Like, if you want to fuck with me, that's how I genuinely feel. If anyone wants to fuck with me, you are really, really just asking for it. Like, you just want to feel alive, don't you? And I'll make you feel alive. I'll make you feel so alive. Now to the second part, which I feel like I was kind of getting into through my little monologue here, is, the blood of my enemies. Granted, it's not their real blood. Like, relax. Hopefully whoever's watching this gets this. And they're like, what do you mean the blood of your enemies? You have the blood of your enemies? Fucking relax. Like, truly. This list means revenge, or not even just revenge, because, revenge, everyone's like, oh my God, get over it. You have to heal yourself. You have to let it go. I can let shit go and still feel so good, so happy when, people get their karma. People that have fucked with me get their karma, right? Like, when people that have tried to hurt me in some way, that have disrespected me, when something happens to them, I'm like, you know what? I didn't even do anything, but this happened to you. And clearly the laws of the universe said that this was coming and this was meant to be. So I'm going to sit back and enjoy it. And that does keep me alive. And also, what keeps me alive and what keeps me going and motivated is, knowing that I can do anything I want. And anyone that has ever, hurt me, or anyone that has ever not believed in me or that wanted to see me fall, continue to see me rise, continue to see me grow and evolve and become the best version of myself, become the hottest, smartest, most successful version of myself. And that to me is just the most fulfilling thing in the world as a Scorpio, because I have been through the depths of hell. I have been through horrible, horrible, horrible moments in my life where my mental health was in hell, if not lower. And to come out of that, it feels so empowering. And that's what keeps me going, is that there have been people that have hurt me so badly. And don't get me wrong, I feel like right now I'm in a place where I have forgiven all those people, but I don't forget, right? Like, I don't forget what they did to me and my little soul and my inner child or my inner teenager, right? Because there was an innocence that I had that these people took away. So I'm never going to forget that. But it keeps me going, knowing that none of the things they did affected me enough to stop me from becoming the most magical, beautiful version of myself. And I know you Scorpio placements that are healing understand that. And if you're not healing yet, Scorpio, and you're still in the depths of hell and you're going through it and people have hurt you, you're coming out on top, baby. Don't worry. Just keep evolving and keep believing in yourself and keep releasing these heavy emotions through some sort of creative art, right? Next, we have Sagittarius. What keeps Sagittarius alive is adopting a new self-help fad every 2 weeks. I love it, honestly. Yes, but also I feel like traveling and pretending this last version of themselves that was not here in this new destination that they've traveled to is dead. Like, truly. Like, I feel like that is how Sagittarius feels. It's like playing a video game and you're in a new map, right? Like for Sagittarius, they're like, I just built a new character. Every time there's a new map, aka I'm traveling, I am a new character. And that's what keeps Sagittarius alive, right? Because they do not have to be confined into this one identity that they've built in this one place. And that's why they love traveling and adventuring so much, because they get to be this new version of themselves and, you know, immerse themselves in this new environment, in this world, and meet these new people. And again, become this new character. And it doesn't always have to be like, oh, they're being fake, they're being another character. No. To Sagittarius, it's literally evolving. They are ruled by the 9th house of higher education and spirituality. And what are both of those? Those things are what allow people to evolve in life, right? When you're a spiritual person, you're constantly evolving. You're becoming a new version of you. So tell me how that is not the same thing as, you know, becoming a new character every time you move, every time you travel, every time you adventure, every time you start a new journey in life, right? Whether it's them job hopping or starting a new creative endeavor, right? Adopting a new self-help fad, right? It's what makes life exciting for them. They never want to be, you know, put in a box of who I am. Even if the first version of them is this excitable, you know, character that is free, which is who Sagittarius wants to be to their core, that doesn't mean that they can't change and become something else, right? Like, genuinely, they want to feel like they can drop every part of themselves to become something new. That's what keeps them alive. And what slowly drains them is people, situations, environments, jobs that tell them that they have to stay being this one thing in order to keep a person in their life, to keep a job. They're like, no, you're not going to make me, you know, be this person forever. If you do, that means you're actively trying to unalive me. That's how Sagittarius feels. They genuinely want people around them that, you know, push them to try new things, that are excited for them when they're trying new things, going to different places, adventuring, right? Because more than anything, Sagittarius's cup gets filled every time they try something new for the first time. They go somewhere new for the first time. Like, they just love to learn, right? Again, ruled by the 9th house of higher education. And you learn the most when you're around new people and new environments, right? I mean, you can obviously learn a lot. I mean, that's why it's important to have people in your life. It doesn't always have to be new people, but the kind of people that have new facts, that are into new things, such as, let's say, Geminis, right? Geminis do really well with Sagittarius, and so do Scorpios, because Scorpios, you know, death, rebirth. So Scorpios and Sagittarius get along because of that as well, and also Aquariuses and Sagittariuses, because Aquariuses are all about living outside of the box and not following the rules and the norms of society, right? So I think Geminis, Scorpios, and Aquariuses do really, really well with Sagittarius placements because they know how to keep things fresh and exciting. And that's what Sag lives for. That's what keeps them alive, is being able to try new things all the time without anyone judging them for switching it up. All right, next we have Capricorn. What keeps Capricorn alive is protein bars and caffeine. I mean, yeah, I could see that. I think what they're trying to say is that they're no nonsense type of people, and they're like, we got to get shit done, right? Like, when you're a type of person that's just having protein bars, you're like, I don't have time for breakfast. I don't have time for lunch. I'm just going to get my protein in. I'm going to drink my coffee because I'm so important. And when you're important like me, you don't have time to eat regular food, okay? All I need is coffee and a protein bar, which is not good. You should eat a regular meal. And also eat some food before your first cup of coffee, okay? When I learned that, it blew my mind as a Capricorn rising. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I just need coffee. And I'm like, this is why you're anxious and you're stressed and you're still a high performer. So you still do it, but you're doing it anxious and stressed, right? Think about how much better your work will be if you're not anxious and stressed, Capricorn, right? I think what keeps Capricorn alive is staying in power. Staying in a position of power. And if you are not in a position of power, what keeps Capricorn alive is potentially successfully being the person in power. Because more than anything, Capricorn hates the idea of someone taking away their security. And when that's what power is, right? Like when people get a high from power, like, yes, there's people that just need power and they get a high from it and they want to enforce this power dynamic on you. And don't get me wrong, there can be toxic Capricorns that do that. But if you really think a little deeper than that, this need for power comes from safety, right? When you are the one that is in a position of power, no one can do anything to you. And for Capricorn, in their early years, they felt powerless, right? They felt like they had to keep it together because things around them were probably really serious and intense, and they didn't really get to enjoy the normal childhood and freedom that most kids, had to enjoy. They were around situations that hardened them, that made them have to be strong, right? So because of that, they're always seeking a sense of safety, because they didn't necessarily feel that growing up. And when you are someone that is actively always seeking safety and you are an earth sign and are ruled by Saturn, you tell yourself, I just have to be disciplined. And if I continue to be disciplined, I'm going to keep growing and I'm going to be more powerful, and less people can tell me what to do, the more powerful I become, right? So that takes away the power from other people and gives it to me. And now, because I trust myself and because I know how hard I work, I will maintain it. I will keep this power and no one can do anything to me. And that's what keeps them alive. That's what keeps them going, because they never, ever, ever want to feel that feeling of being powerless, of someone, taking away what they've worked so hard to have, right? They never want that to happen. And that is where, Saturn comes in, is, well, if you keep working on it and if you keep doing what you say you're going to do, no one in this world can take away your power. Okay, next we have Aquarius. What keeps Aquarius alive is having a collective cause to fight for. Yes. Listen, Aquarius is the humanitarian, right? To them, it's like, well, what is the point of living if the conditions of this world, of this planet, aren't safe, aren't happy, aren't the healthiest, right? They're constantly thinking about the future, right? So they're ruled by Uranus. And because of that, they're very future thinking people, right? So when you're naturally someone that is constantly thinking about the future, of how things could be better in the future, what can we implement? How can we think outside the box to make the future better? That is because you genuinely care, right? That is because you genuinely care. You genuinely care about how people are living, what's working, what's not working, right? That's why they're so good at thinking outside the box, right? Because they get to see what's not working faster than most people, and they come up with solutions to make this better, right? What's not working faster than other people. And that's why they can be such revolutionaries, right? Revolutionaries are usually the people that are willing to, be at the front line of a revolution, right? And Aquarius is, more than anything, they know what humanity needs before most people. And because of that, and because of their fixed air nature, they can get really hyper obsessive with ideas of how things should be, of how people should think, right? And once they become obsessed with this new idea, or of, let's say, hating a company that is not taking care of people, that is actively hurting people, Aquarius is the type of sign, is the type of energy that's going to have the audacity, and not even the audacity, the power, the willpower, and the courage to call them out, because they are actively hurting groups of people. And not to be all like, oh, we're all connected, but we are. And Aquarius understands that, and they're ruled by the 11th house of community. So Aquarius understands, well, when I'm fighting for this, I'm actually fighting for all of us. And when they're fighting for everyone, that's when Aquarius feels the most alive, and that's what keeps them alive. Okay, finally, last but not least, we have Pisces. Okay, what keeps Pisces alive is propped up by the loving hands of all their friends. Oh, that is actually really cute. Propped up by the loving hands of all their friends. It is true, though. Pisces is genuinely so loved. I think it's one of the signs that is so easily loved. Like, it's really easy to love a Pisces. And when they are, in a situation where they're not doing okay, but their people are able to, show up for them and show them that they're supported, that is what keeps Pisces going. And I think Pisceans, I always say, because they're constantly, you know, they're ruled by the 12th house. They're kind of, you know, not kind of, they're going back and forth between this world and a spiritual realm, right? And because of that, I think life, reality, that's why it can be really intense, sometimes harsh for Pisces. And I think what keeps them grounded and what keeps them going and what keeps them alive is their people, is the people that they love and trust, that they want to be around, that keep them sane, right? Because I think for Pisceans, it's just so important for you guys to be honest when you're going through things, because yes, you can self-isolate and be in your own head, and it can get really dangerous because people will just assume, oh, like they're just sleeping, they're just napping. That's how Pisces is. But it's really hard to tell the difference between a Pisces that is, let's say, depressed and is not doing well mentally, than one that is, you know, just normal sleepy Pisces that likes to be in bed and chill, right? So that's why it's so important for Pisceans to be honest with their people when they're going through it, because your people want to help you. Your people want to obviously prop you up and make sure that you're supported and you're taken care of. But you just have to be willing to say that to them. Otherwise, you know, they're going to assume that you're just doing your normal thing where you're just in la la land, right? And they can't tell the difference. Well, real ones will be able to tell the difference, but sometimes some people won't. And you have to give them a chance to be there for you because you're so good at being there for people, but it's almost like you don't want to let people in because you just assume that they're gonna, and if it is the type of people that don't know you, yes, they might make it too realistic and might be a little too harsh, but the right people, again, as I always say, they will pull you back to reality in a gentle way, right? They're not going to make it harsh because they know exactly what you need, but you have to be willing to let them know and not just disappear and be off in your la la land all by yourself. All right, you guys, and that is the end of this list. Thank you, MindJournal. I thought this was a great list. By the way, if you guys have any lists that you want me to do, send them to me on Instagram. That's where a lot of you guys send me lists that you want me to do. So Instagram, the handle is below, CharmedanDangerous. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, leave me a review on the app. It helps me out so much. And if you're watching the YouTube video, obviously comment about any of these signs. Did it hit more for your sun, moon, or rising? Let me know. Maybe even your Mars, because, you know, your Mars is your motivation in life. So let me know if it hit for your Mars placement, because that would be really interesting too. Again, I love you guys. Have a beautiful Scorpio season and just have the most relaxing weekend because you deserve it.